First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and highest honors to Yahweh. It's the name of the Heavenly Father in Paleo Ancient Hebrew, to Yahweh Shai, the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. His name in Paleo Ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone. They will well. Salutations to you, few brothers and sisters who may see this. The brother Ariaga from the Grand Rapids, Michigan camp here with another nifty lesson. Let's get into it. All right, so the Civil War is on the brink. All of these massive uprisings that you see against ICE because, yes, another man was fatally shot. All right. We're basically on the edge of a civil war. And this is something we've been talking about for years, but you have a lot of agent provocateurs that are out here trying to push it and make it happen. The government is putting different individuals in different places to allegedly incite people so they can go ahead and bring down this posse comitatus, a bill that, basically Trump is already put right before us on public TV and told us itself. So it's here. All they're doing is looking for a major scale event in which they could do basically martial law across the United States. All right. So everything is basically going down in a fast manner. I mean, we came into this year, this so-called new year, with a lot happening, and this is the year of apostasies, as the apostle has quoted it. So you have a lot of cats that are teaching false doctrines that used to teach the truth. You have a lot of spies. You have a lot of spy-like activities going on, underhanded activities going on to push their agendas forward. So let me show you with these couple of videos. Fair use.
One of the most suspicious things that happened yesterday in Minnesota, in my opinion, is this guy. The guy who burned the American flag in front of everyone. Now, after he did this, he immediately left like it was nobody's business. Now, why would someone burn up a flag, rile them up, make them protest, and just sneak away? A girl followed him, recorded him, asked him a bunch of questions, and just check this out.
You wouldn't have ran off. That's weird. Because we need people to see that that's happening. Well, why would you run off? Why would you run off? That's weird, to burn a flag and run off. That doesn't make sense. That's not a protest.
Why are you not back there at the protest where you got everybody riled up? You came here to do what? A boogaloo boy? An accelerationist? What are you doing here?
Usually these people are proud to protest and tell them where they're from.
Where are you from? Why are you here?
Yeah, we remember George Floyd, so we know you guys are around.
Hey, fuck your flag burning, dude. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
Not happy. He doesn't even know where the fuck he is. He doesn't even know where his fucking car is. What?
Why are you hiding your face, huh? Why you got your glasses on? You think you're some covert fucking like ninja or something, bro? Cosplaying out here?
Yeah, we need to know who the hell this guy is. One of the most suspicious things that happened yesterday in Minnesota, in my opinion.
Yeah, buddy. There you go. And mind you, it wasn't some hold on. It wasn't some Arab or Jake burning that flag. It was an Edomite provocateur. This is what we call agent provocateurs, okay? Why? Because what they like to do is they like to come in and they like to get things started and slide out. And next you know it, on your hands you have some big escalated situation and people are wondering why it happened and how it happened. Well, this is one of the situations that you see, okay? That's that accelerationist. That's the guy quoted it. I mean, people are hip to what's going on now. Even though it's too late and it's going to happen, people are a lot more hip to, these false flag attacks, you know what I'm saying? And these agent provocateurs are more savvy than they used to be. All right. Because why? Even the average Joe six-pack see what's going on. And now the elites don't really have to throw rocks and hide their hands anymore. All they got to do is send out their provocateurs, sit back and watch the majority get incited, and then it gives them a reason to respond, right?
One of the most suspicious things that happened yesterday in Minnesota, in my opinion, is this guy.
Yeah, once again, Minnesota's a hot spot. All right, and so what you have is this fake ass Black Panther right here. Mind you, the Black Panther Party has been compromised, infiltrated. A lot of the Jakes that joined the Black Panther had honest intentions because it was established to protect Jake, and offer benefits for poor underlying Jakes and to give Jake a purpose. A lot of males can stand up and protect their community and what have you, right? But what you have seen often, as before, if you don't know about Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale and the original Black Panther Party, one of the things that was going around is that that was also a psyop. They was trained by the CIA to do the things that they were doing. Okay, and it riled Jake up and they got him started, and then they systematically took them out. You know what I mean? And so now what they're doing is trying to build up that old Black Panther black revolutionary spirit. And Jake is not biting. On the web they was getting on this dude right here. Like, who the fuck is this light skinned dude? Who is this nigga? Like, he's this sole representative of the Black Panther Party, and the Black Panther Party. You have founding members that came out and say they did not recognize this individual, and what I'm saying, basically not to listen to him because it's bullshit. But you'll see, this right here is just another device that Esau has out there to try to get you Jakes riled up so they can move on you. Check it out.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you that when I put a hole in their chest the size of a window, safe line repair, safe line replace, that's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for self-defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you did? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means if shotgun shells are shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people will do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people. No power to the pig.
And this shit's so fucking lame. That era is gone and over with. Jake fighting for this ideology, you come together, all power to the fucking people, and we saw what happened with that. All the people that was involved got locked the fuck up, were killed, falsely framed, and in prison. Why in the fuck? That whole power to the people bullshit and clowns like this is control opposition. I'm telling them what they paying this dude to incite these motherfuckers, but it's not hard. Said they've done it in the past with the Black Panther Party and they're doing it again. And you had individuals in the Black Panther Party that was for real about it and really wanted to make a difference. And then you had individuals that were apostasies, that were spies. And they showed you in that movie Judas and the Black Messiah or something like that. I can't remember the name of it, but hey, it's nothing for them to send in somebody to infiltrate what Jake has going on. Inspire others to do wickedness. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. We see this.
No ICE agent ever run up on me.
Clown.
All power to the people. Chairman Paul Berton reporting for active community defense duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us. And Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party.
I don't remember him saying no matter what color they are. I mean, because, I'm just being honest and shit. The whole ideology was passed. They encouraged others to represent their nations. Like you had the Latinos, I think they were the Brown Berets and what have you. They encouraged them, but no, it wasn't trying to protect everybody and all of this shit. They wasn't on no Martin Luther King situation, you know? Like, why the fuck would they be talking about saving what do these white people need to be saved from? We standing up for them now. Like, what the fuck? Because they people are jumping on them? No.
This said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and blacks from all over the world working together to fight oppression. Again, Black Panthers stood with the Mexicans, stood with the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, stood with the Japanese, the Vietnamese. The Black Panthers did a whole campaign to end the Vietnam War because they stood with Vietnam. So for you guys who are talking all of this gibberish about,
what they stood for is so-called blacks not going into the service and being coaxed to go overseas into that war. They weren't like, oh yeah, we got to stop it for the Vietnamese and shit. No, motherfuckers don't care about us. Nobody else around this world. Hey, what the scripture say? Who asks how thou doest? Don't nobody give a fuck about what we're going through, so-called blacks, natives, and Latinos. They too busy paying attention to everybody else's plight that they going through. They ain't never paid attention to us because they were too busy seeing what they can get out of us. You know?
Following traditions of the original. Who do you think our leaders are? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther, right? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther who walked with Huey Newton. That's our leadership. And Billy J. Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe, no matter what your ethnicity is. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. You telling us what we're supposed to be doing as Black Panthers, and you don't know the first thing about a Black Panther. All power to the people, though.
Only Black Panther I know is T'Challa and T'Chaka, nigga. And a real Black Panther in its habitat, But the shit that you talking about, and yes, he is a nigga, because people out there like, oh, we don't even know he's black, whatever he is. Yes, he's a nigga, okay. He's paid off to do what he's doing now. He is control opposition all day, okay. See, this is why we got to pay attention to that situation and pay close attention, all right? Because they will slide these imposters in on your ass. Galatians 2:4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, who came in privily to spy out our liberty, in which we have in Mashiach Yahushua, that they might bring us into bondage. And trust and believe that's what's going on in the brotherhood as well. You got a lot of these spies and apostases that are amongst us, and their job is to come in, infiltrate, and cause confusion, because guess what? That's where the devil thrives. Exodus 23:2, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak and are caused to decline after many to wrest judgment. So all of this marching and going out there and handling the issue and standing up.
Power to the people.
Look, protect yourself, all right? But don't go out here because you see ICE trying to grab somebody else. If you take your ass out there and they don't have nothing to do with you, especially if they have another, nation and shit, Edomite or one of these other, and then you go over there and you call yourself, and then you get fucked up and killed, and now you won't, no. Now, when you protecting yourself and your loved ones and in a certain situation, you do what you have to do in that situation. But don't take your ass out here protesting, standing around with guns and shit, making sure you're trying to protect the people and all this dumb shit, when the vast majority of people do not stand for your cause. The scripture says, can two walk together, least they be agreed. And I guarantee you, they can say that they believe this and they do that and all of this other shit, but I guarantee you, they do not hold the same customs and beliefs that you do. Okay? Oh, yeah, because we believe in certain things here and there. No, we got to walk that same line. And if we do not, it's a wrap. Okay? So this clown right here, you fall into that, hey, good luck, dog. All right, because the Most High is gonna set you up for failure. This is that situation.
The storm is here. When we come, one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming. Get here, guys. Please win Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists. Patriots, get out here. We need the backpack. And all you liberal commie motherfuckers, keep your hands to yourself. You're gonna get hurt today, all right? We executed one of you yesterday. We executed one of you yesterday. You understand that? We executed one of you yesterday. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
You're just talking about supremacists.
You guys keep saying stupid things. You guys keep saying stupid things. You guys keep saying stupid things. You're gonna keep getting destroyed. The storm is here. When we come, one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming. Get here, guys. Please win Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists.
Yeah, and he's not lying because you can't stop what's about to happen.
Get here, guys. Please win Minnesota. No ice. The storm is here. When we come, one, we go all. No one can stop what is coming. Get here, guys. Please win Minnesota. These people are fucking terrorists. Patriots, get out here. We need the backpack.
So a so-called right-wing protester caused for violence while standing next to ICE. He executed one of us yesterday. Once again, this is another one of their agendas, one of their plans, one of their devices, okay, to incite the people and all that. Look, they're ready in the back. They're ready. Hey, as soon as some shit happen, motherfucker throw a punch, throw a goddamn sub sandwich. They're going to start throwing shells at them, okay? Easy, right? But this is part of those devices.
No ICE agent ever. Yo, here we are again.
Let's keep going. I'll show you a little more. I'll show you the situation.
That's Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bobino appearing to give a like salute to the agents who work for him. Many have compared him to an SS commander, and not just because of his distinctive trench coat uniform. He's led the most violent of the ICE raids, getting into multiple legal battles about his tactics.
Right. Now, continuing on. I'm going to go ahead and play this video over again. All right, because this is introducing you to these cult of personalities. That's also how you know that this is just another agenda. They have these cult of personalities, and you see they make comparisons to Nazi generals, right? Which has been the ongoing thing lately with Ukraine. I forgot the name of the brigade that they had that wore the SS symbols from, the Nazis. They also had Elon Musk doing the Hitler salute. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. Yeah. They caught a couple of these politicians doing that. So the whole narrative is just being pushed by the elites. And they let you know how they really feel, how they really get down. And yes, they are supremacists. They're so-called white or Edomite supremacists. All right. But it's their kingdom. They can do that. Let's go.
That's Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bobino appearing to give a like salute to the agents who work for him. Many have compared him to an SS commander, and not just because of his distinctive trench coat uniform. He's led the most violent of the ICE raids, getting into multiple legal battles about his tactics, like using force against protesters, clergy, and journalists in Chicago. The guy literally led a midnight raid into an apartment building and arrested children. Agents used Black Hawk helicopters and flashbang grenades, and then killed it for propaganda. He was also behind Operation Minneapolis, when Renee Good was fatally shot by an ICE agent. These tactics are under scrutiny in cities across the country because of widespread warrantless stops, heavy use of force, and violent raids. But if we back up and look at Trump's DHS as a whole, this kind of makes sense because the agency hasn't hidden It's an attempt to attract men aligned with white supremacist ideology. Recently, VHS referenced it in recruitment ads. In October, it posted an image of George Washington on a horse with the phrase "America for Americans," the slogan widely associated with the KKK. That same month, it posted night imagery frequently used in propaganda to brand themselves as crusaders defending Europe. Then in August, post VHS wrote "Each Way American Man," a reference to a 1978 book by the author to racist and violent ideology. Gregory Bobino isn't a one-off. He's the encapsulation of Trump's authoritarian immigration policy. But here's the thing. They're trying to instill fear with these costumes and aggressive tactics, so we see them for how pathetic and desperate they really are. That's why people are still standing up to protect their communities.
Yep, and that's what they do. Install fear with their tactics. The tactics that they utilize. One of the tactics, Hitler, like a part of a cult of personality was Hitler with that little mustache. Something that stuck out that you remember that makes that person iconic in the eyes of his followers. You know, they always have something that they do, you know. But these cult of personalities are trained for these positions. Look at him. He's just sucking it up. He's all hanging out the car and they give him this fucking, you know, this Nazi uniform. A uniform that looks just like, you know what I'm saying, is the Nazi regime, you know, hey. But they understand that those things strike fear in people's hearts. Or they make them enraged and ready to do something. You know what I'm saying? But that's all a part of these devices and these games that these devils utilize. Okay? Because that's really all it really is about, is just throwing everybody off and getting them off of their square so that they don't fully comprehend what's about to happen, like this situation, right? Yep, it's already happening. So that incident basically sparked this. This is, I mean, Civil War. Only thing that's not, you know, technically on the par of a Civil War is because the people aren't fighting back. They're using all kind of lethal rounds. Well, not, you know, obviously lethal rounds because they killed those individuals. But I mean, when everything goes live, it's going to change instantly, overnight. You know, when they just start saying, fuck it, we're going to use live ammunition. All they're really doing is waiting for the signal from the elites. All right. And once they get that signal, once they get Jacob to step over the line and get violent, the whole playing field would change overnight. This is 2nd Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world. Woe means destruction. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Sword can be a gun, a literal sword, of any kind of weapon of destruction. All right. It says, "For there shall be, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And this is what you see is escalating too. So it's not just going to be like everybody's expecting, oh, that's just straight up race war. Well, yeah, that's one part of it. Yeah, that's in the midst of anarchy and chaos. We're still going to have Edomites and Jakes. It's going to be everybody against the government as well, you know? So it's going to be like just separate factions, everybody for their own, you know? But it's really still everybody against the government who, isn't willing to get down with this system in the time to come. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. But there shall be sedition amongst men. All right, and so when you start getting into the sedition portion of it, what is sedition? Sedition is when you're saying things that incite violence, and you're saying things that incite a response out of the people against the government. All right, and they look at that as an insurrection, and that's also why they're applying the Posse Comitatus Act, because we are all being labeled terrorists. Okay, or just say homegrown terrorism is anything that goes against what they've established as truth. Okay, and we're going to see that because the people are coming up against a system that is corrupt, always been corrupt, but more so now than ever. And Edomites are feeling it, so now it's a problem, right? Well, nonetheless, when you see this situation right here and the escalation that it has as far as just Minneapolis, this is going to spread like a wildfire across all of these states. And it's going to be different incidents, and you're going to start seeing more and more people go down because ICE is getting comfortable with killing people with no consequences, especially Edomites. All right. It says, invading one another, and they shall not regard the kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're going to do whatever comes to their mind. They're not going to give a shit about breaking these laws. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. As you see this trouble building up in these cities, right? We protest everywhere, people acting a fool. It says the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? So this shit is, they already talking about, being able to enter your house without a warrant. ICE, you know what I'm saying? Police still got to get one, but since they're federal agents, they don't have to. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And when all that anarchy kicks in, that's just what it's going to be. Then they're going to have to start, mobilizing the military, right? Okay, I just got one more. One or two more. Look at this. Look at these coffins, man.
Yo, here we are again. Out here in North Georgia. Crates and crates and crates. It's got them plastic caskets in it. It's great full of them. What in the hell is going on? Yo, what's going on in the A?
Whew. Class A. So, what are we looking at? We are looking at what is known as 5-body coffins, plastic coffins, FEMA coffins. We've been speaking about these for many years, 10, 11 years, 12 years, prepping people because that's been out there. They just, hey, man, now they moving them around through the states. They had them all in like places like Atlanta, Georgia, and major cities, all up and down the street in Washington, like 10, 11 years ago. Let me tell you something, man. They're doing this blatantly in front of your eyes, right in front of your face. And really, there's nothing you can do about it but seek the Heavenly Father, because all of this trying to mobilize and get automatic shotguns, They are ready for you. They are ready for those things. All right, but what they're not going to be ready for is the full extent of Jake saying, fuck this shit, enough is enough. When what does it say? Judah's alliance wealth, who shall rouse him up? When y'all start killing Jake, so-called black, or start killing so-called blacks, it's gonna up the ante of the whole situation. We'll be like, oh hell no, start killing Jake left and right. Jake ain't gonna play that shit. You know, especially for nothing. Oh yeah. That's gonna take it to a whole nother level. Okay. But nonetheless, this stuff is going to happen because it's prophesied to. You know, a lot of people in their feelings like, why has it gotta happen? Why God? Because it's prophecy. All right. That's why it's gotta happen. Let's keep going.
Listen to me good, because it's going to be a lot of information coming at you fast, but it's super important that everybody in the United States hear this. You can download it, you can share it, you don't need to tag me. It is just information that you guys need. When the big, beautiful bill was signed into legislation via Congress, it allocated
Fair use.
$70 billion. That's already happened to ICE, to the Department of Homeland Security. There is another bill that Congress is about to pass for another $28 billion to go to the FBI as well as ICE. ICE now has the largest law enforcement budget. It is larger than all law enforcement agencies combined. Okay? Why are they funneling them so much money? They are building their own private prison system. This is already underway. It is already being done. It is overseen by the FBI. They don't answer to the judges. They don't answer to anybody but the President of the United States. So the President of the United States of America will have his own prison system. It is an industrial prison system. He profits off of people being in jail, okay? Mm-hmm. That's how the American prison system has always worked. ICE agents are able to act with full impunity, and they are going to get paid for imprisoning you. ICE agents are also being trained by the IDF, which is the Israeli Defense Forces. The IDF is the Israeli army that is responsible for...
Yes, they are. They are being trained. This is why you see these crazy ass tactics that they have, and it just seems like they really don't give a damn, you know? It's because they're trained by the same individuals over there, you know, tormenting those Palestinians and shit, you know, relentlessly. Since they've gotten there, they've done that. Back in 1943 or 45, they've done the same shit, going over there torturing them. I mean, even though they all fighting over land that belongs to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Natives, I mean, shit, Esau, that's how they do. They come set up shop, and they'll raise hell with the individuals that are the locals, but nobody more so than these small hats. Keep going.
Down the rabbit hole and watch all of the footage of all of the horror they are inflicting upon the Palestinian people. But these are the people responsible for training ICE in crowd responses. So ICE's job is to specifically antagonize the American citizens so that they can act with full impunity, whether it's murdering them or imprisoning them. If they murder you, then they get rid of what they would consider a dissenter. If they imprison you, then they have a slave to make money off of. Either way, your interactions with ICE guarantee that the president makes more profit off of the citizens of the United States of America, and the most cruelest army we have seen in modern history is the one responsible for training ICE, but it doesn't stop there. Larry Ellison and Peter Thiel are American billionaires who are Israeli Zionists. They are outwardly donating money to the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. They are in support of Israel and the current genocide happening to Palestine. These are American billionaires, and they are billionaires by way of developing AI surveillance software. Currently, Israel and the IDF are using this AI surveillance software to help implement the genocide. It's also used in the United Kingdom for their digital ID, and ICE agents are already illegally using AI surveillance software provided to them by Israeli Zionists. All of this is intertwined. And if you're just new to this, Peter Thiel is also currently investing in offshore AI equipment that will mine minerals and gold in Greenland, anticipating going to invade. So all of this is undoubtedly for the profit of the ruling billionaire class. What does that mean if you're a Trump supporter? It means this has a fuck all to do with immigration. What does this mean if you're not a Trump supporter? It means that as an activist or even just a liberal, you are a dissenter. You are a target, and they very much have the surveillance software they need to determine who you are, where you live, and furthermore, target you. Now, I know a lot of you gung-ho Republicans are thinking, well, the Army is going to come and save the American people. No, it's not. The Secretary of the Department of Defense is a man by the name of Steven Feinberg. Steven Feinberg is a Zionist. Steven Feinberg owns the second largest bank in Israel. Steven Feinberg owns an American company. He is a billionaire. It is called Capital Management. Capital Management's sole purpose is to provide privatized military contracts to the United States Department of Defense, which he is the secretary of. It's also massively important that we remind Americans they just failed their financial audit and can't account for $506 billion of American taxpayer money that was budgeted to the Department of Defense. Why am I saying all of this? It's more likely that the Army would pair with the FBI, ICE, and IDF to further oppress citizens of the United States. They have made it very well known via Project 25 and Project 26 that they intend on getting rid of 100 million Americans. 100 million Americans is roughly 1/3 of the population in the United States of America. These people are now financed to commit a genocide, capable and willing to commit a genocide, and are operating with the backing, training, and also planning of people who are actively committing a genocide. There has never been a greater risk for the genocide of the citizens of the United States of America than there is at present. It does not matter what your political affiliation is. When AI surveillance kicks in, you will not have free speech. You will not have the constitutional right to peaceful assembly. You will not have the right to bear arms. You will not have freedom of press. And you will not have taxation with representation, because they are adamantly and vigorously funding a police authoritarian state while you don't have health care, while you don't have FEMA relief, while your children's Department of Education for the entire United States as a whole was defunded and funneled into the Department of Labor. They are intentionally letting you know that you and your children will be slaves if you are a Trump loyalist with none of your constitutional rights, and that is the best case scenario for those of you who have white skin in the United States of America. For the rest of everybody else, whether you're an activist, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a minority, whether you're a woman, whether you're a migrant or an illegal migrant, you are a person of interest, and you are undoubtedly under attack, and the war they have declared is on you. I said it before yesterday, and I'm going to say it again today. The President of the United States of America has declared war on the citizens of...
So shout out to this young lady with the large mammary glands, because she got them out. Oh yeah, she got them out. You know what I'm saying? You know, that ain't by accident, but whatever. The information she just dropped is heavy. It's heavy information, you know? And those that are in the know, they know what's up. Okay. The reality of the situation is just hitting the fan, and a lot of people are waking up to it, because the vast majority of people have just been sleeping all hell. And the closer we move to the end, the more that they're able to grasp it. But it's far too late. And that's how the Most High wanted it. Okay? This is Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. For fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. All right? That's the whole duty of man, is to fear the Most High. Not this stupid ass system that they have established. Isaiah 30 and 2. That walk and go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and the trust in the shadow of Egypt. And that's what they do. The vast majority of these individuals go down, they start trusting and following in the system. That's what and when everything goes downhill, they don't know how to survive because you get accustomed to surviving off of this system. This bullshit ass system, you know. It says, therefore, the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, or shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So if you trust in this country, you trust in this system, it's going to be a shame to you, and it's going to be your confusion. And why is it going to be a confusion? Because when they make all of this shit mandatory and you don't want to get it, they got something for your confused ass. Okay? All right, so we got a lot of shit going on. All right? And that's the gist of it. Okay? So this thing is building up right now. And trust and believe it's not going to end in a peaceful manner. All right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a wrap. Till the next time, I'm going to end up updating it, keep you updated, do a part 2, part 3, however many, because it's things are about to boil over. So with that, I pray you will edify. Until the next time, I bid you shalom.